emotional being back in New Mexico. It's so beautiful, even with a cloudy sky. I love it here. There's just something, just some sense of calm. I didn't get this in Montana. I got agitation, I got stress in Montana. But New Mexico, it just, always, for the last 6 years that I've been coming here, I just have a sense of peace. But it's emotional because Jeff and I were going to come here. We talked about doing a ride out to Taos and all the great things on the Enchanted Circle. And I've come out here probably about over 40 times in the last 6 years. I mean, I just keep coming here over and over again. I love it. And this is the first time this year that I've been here. So, and when I say 40 times, I mean like collectively, like Santa Fe, Taos. Like if you add up all of the towns that I've been to together, it's probably about that many times. But yeah, I mean, I've spent weeks in this area and I love it. But he's not here. And it's just such a peaceful place. And this was originally where I was going to buy land in 2020. I had a little bit of money and I thought, okay, I'm going to buy land and build a container home. But then I thought, well, I'll build a van instead. I'll car camp and build a van because who knows what's going to happen. Because most of New Mexico was shut down. They were pretty strict here because of the Native American population. And they had one of the highest COVID rates in the country. Not like so much Texas that just opened up and didn't care. So I wanted to make sure that, you know, I made the right decision. So I decided to build a van instead. But I've just been in New Mexico now for about 10 minutes and already I just feel a sense of calm and peace and happiness. Even though there's nothing around me, I just love it. I can breathe. The sky right now is cloudy, but usually it's this bright blue. And the food is great and everyone's real chill and there's diversity and it's not a bunch of people that just moved here from everywhere else and got bitter about everyone else moving. New Mexico is established. There's generations that are here and everybody's just really cool. I love it. I'm glad I'm back. And I plan to be here probably through the rest of the year until it gets too cold to be in the van and then I need to get out of at least Albuquerque when it starts snowing. But yeah, that was a great drive. I've never gone this way before and it's beautiful. I just went past the Great Sand Dunes, which are that way, and one of my van life friends has his tiny home over there, like container home that he's been building over the years. And a couple other of his mutual, like, I don't know them, I just know them through Instagram, but they've also bought land and built little tiny homes in the same area. So the whole little community, all their neighbors are the same friend group. But that's it, you should live next to your friends, you know. So really happy to be back. I've got still got 2.5 hours. I'm going straight to Santa Fe. I'm not going to stop in Taos, maybe just to get gas. But I'll come back up. So I'm going to be here for a couple weeks at least, so I can go back and forth to Taos. And I'm fingers crossed that I can do at least 2 days at Angel Fire. They'll be like, we thought you died. I'm like, I did not die. I was stuck in freaking Montana, which I should have come here for the summer. It's still cool during the summer. It's 59 degrees right now. I'm at like 8,000 feet. I'm right by the Rio Grande Gorge. And doing all of the, I mean, I could probably ride Rift Valley, which is in Taos. I don't think it's too rickety. But yeah, I don't know. My only concern is pushing the bike up, because there are places that I might have to push the bike up. But my bike's all been fixed up and everything, so maybe it might be okay. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I might go riding tomorrow with my friend. But yeah, I'm here. And I'm happy. And there's nothing around me, just these tiny little small towns. But like I said, there's a sense of establishment. There's a sense of ancestry that you don't get in places like Durango or Bend, Oregon, or Moab, or Big Sky, Montana, because those are comprised of people that all moved from places like California and Texas and all these other places, and there's no sense of community. There's no ancestry when people moved there 10 years ago, or 2 weeks ago, or even 30 years ago. The people that moved there 35 years ago to Bozeman, they don't have that sense of camaraderie with the new people. They don't want the new people there. But you go to somewhere like New Mexico and you just feel welcomed. I've never ever felt out of place in anywhere in New Mexico that I've been. And now I'm in Cuesta, so now I'm on the actual Enchanted Circle. So now I'm going to go around the Enchanted Circle to the west and go down to Taos. So I'll go through like some other places. Oh, there's little kids See, that's the way to grow up. Be a little kid that's in a little 4x4 side by side. That's so cool. They have helmets on, so yay parents. But yeah, I'm in Cuesta. Cuesta welcomes you. See, even the sign. Oh, I'm not a crying person. I'm an ugly crier, but I'm getting emotional. It's so beautiful. The mountains, the green is like this New Mexico green. I just love it. I'm just happy I'm here. And yeah, I've been through Cuesta before. I haven't stopped, but I'll come back. I want to go back up to Red River, maybe do the horse trek again. That was fun. But there's so much to do out here, and it's just so peaceful because people don't really come here from other places. Like, they do, but it's not like everyone wants to go to Durango. Everybody wants to go to Pagosa Springs. Everyone wants to go to Silverton, and everyone wants to go to Crested Butte. You know, you don't get that crowd. Not everybody's coming out here. It's just, it's never crowded. It's beautiful. You know, you go to Bozeman, everybody's going to freaking Yellowstone or Jackson Hole or whatever. But here, it's just, I don't know, everyone's just real nice. And now there's police everywhere for some reason. So I'm all like, it's so beautiful, I feel so safe. And then I'm like, okay, they're empty police cars. They're just making sure people aren't coming off the highway onto the Enchanted Circle and speeding. But yeah, I think the speed limit is 35 miles an hour, which is what I'm going. I always go the speed limit. I'm not in a hurry. But there it is. I am now on the northwestern side of the Enchanted Circle, and it's freaking beautiful. And there's hitchhikers with their dogs. It's just, I don't know. I don't feel like everyone here is high on drugs like I did in Bozeman. People aren't aggressive drivers. Life moves a lot slower here, which, believe it or not, I actually like. So, yeah. Super happy. I'm glad to finally connect up with my friends. My friends are never where they're supposed to be when I go visit. You know, most of the year, whenever I've gone places, my friends are not there. They're traveling too, because I have all travel friends. But it'll be nice to meet up with some of my friends that live in Santa Fe. So, yeah, it's been a whole year. Actually, no, I wasn't even here last year. I was here last August. That's right, because I did Angel Fire at the end of August, and I went back to Texas for family stuff. And then I spent the whole of the fall through the winter in Texas in my friend's ranch, and I went to Costa Rica in September last year. Like this day last year, I was in Costa Rica, and I got robbed or burgled or whatever. We got thieved. But yeah, it's just fantastic. So just driving through slowly. I got about 20 miles before I get to Taos. I might stop and stretch my legs in for a minute, grab a quick snack in the back to eat, and then head on to Santa Fe. The drive from Taos to Santa Fe is an hour and a half. It's super easy. I've done that drive a million times, but this is great. It's just a little sunny. And gas is $3.15 or $3.19 up here, but I think it's like $2.95. So I'll fill up again in Taos, and it's only cost me about $100 in gas to get from Denver. It's only like 400 miles, so it's about 3 fill-ups because I wait till it gets to half and then I fill up again. So it's about $100, which is pretty good. So anyway, it's very bright. Ladies and germs, it's happening. I am parking up at the Santa Fe Ski Valley. It has been a year. I am so happy. This is my happy place. This is the Hyde Park area. If I ever was able to have a home in this area, as a van lifer. If I was ever to have a home in Santa Fe, like a real house, I'd like it here, but these houses are like $3 million houses. But a little bit further up, I mean, you're going up 5,000 feet in elevation to the ski valley. It immediately cools down. So people that live up here have the right idea, because basically they don't have to worry about anything. But there are deer, so just kind of go slow. You will go through the Hyde Park State Park, and then you get into the ski valley, which is Carson National Forest, so it's free. You can stay up there. Everybody stays up there in the summer. Yeah, it's only open like late in the year, like maybe November, December, until so I've been up here in Thanksgiving. I've been up here like very end of November, and it's been like snowy, but it wasn't snowing and it wasn't icy. But yeah, it's just a little windy road. It's 16 miles up, so it's about 25 minutes. And yeah, it's great. I mean, there's 5G cell reception. You can do the Santa Fe hike. You can hike up to 12,000 feet, which is really good. Kicked my ass, but I didn't have enough water with me, so I didn't really think about it too much. But yeah, I've got, you know, friends in town and mountain bike friends and other friends. And so there we go. We're going up, and I'm blinding everybody, sorry. Don't mean to blind you people. Okay. You can't see, but there's a clone of me. Okay, I'm gonna go up here. I think I'm gonna park over here. I'm at the ski valley, and I think they resurfaced this whole road, which is awesome. But I'm gonna try to park like right here, down here. I think it's level. It's not very busy. Nobody's at the campground either, which is crazy. But yeah, there's another Nissan camper. I should park right next to him. Okay, I think this is level. Yeah, you can't really see. I don't know if you can see him down there. I don't know who that is. I don't know, like from my page. And of course we don't dox each other. We're not going to be like, hey, other Nissan, I see you. So I'm just going to back up here. I think this is pretty level. Yeah, usually my spot's down there, but they frickin' took it. Okay, I think this is fine. I don't think anyone's going to park next to me. I just have to do the chapstick test, so let me just make sure. Let me do the roll. Okay, so yeah, so I'm a little, let's see, maybe I back up a little bit. I just need to get into like a little indent. Yeah, because I'm a little lopsided. I should drive around. There's some other spots on the other side that might be okay. So yeah, that's funny. It's like my Prudence's other unemployed cousin pretty much took my spot. So I'm gonna go over here. This is yeah, I think they did resurface, well, at least the road, but I can go up here and park. There's nobody here. It's like September, and there's only one other guy. I used to see regular people up here as well, which was pretty cool. But yeah, let me go up here and see if there's a spot that I usually have. I almost got hit one time. Somebody was like street racing. It was pretty terrifying. But yeah, up here, let's see, hang on. All right, there's a couple other people. I usually park by a sign, but it's pitch black right now. So I think I'm gonna go back to where I was at, because I want to leave pretty early tomorrow. So I'm gonna go back through the pothole parking lot. Yeah, there's a couple van lifers. You can park up here. It says Santa Fe, what is it, Carson National Forest. So it's BLM, and the ski valley closes in April, so it's not even open during the summer. I always thought it was abandoned and closed, and then people were like, oh, you don't even know what you're talking about. I was like, well, no, obviously I don't, because I don't live here. I've only ever been up here when it's been closed, so I just assumed it was shut down. It didn't, you know, because a lot of ski resorts open in the summer for mountain biking, but for some reason Santa Fe Ski Valley closes and doesn't have any operations. But I'm gonna go down here. This guy just arrived. There's a camper van, and I'm just gonna go back to where I was at, right next to this guy. And I'm just gonna pull in right over here. And I think I'm gonna park, I think this is, I park here, then I'm a bit more level. Let's do my quick chapstick test. It's where you roll the chapstick to see. Okay, I'm completely level. Okay, much better than a what is it? Spirit level. Okay, and then maybe I'll go do the wave. I don't think we have a wave, but maybe we have a wave for the other van that's down there. I don't know who you are. Anyway, what we don't do is go onto the Nissan camper page and be like, hey, Nissan with these decals and the owl box on the back and all this stuff, saw you at the ski valley on this particular date. Like, we don't dox each other, because like I don't want people knowing where I am in real time. Anyway, only like 7 people know where I am at all times. But anyway, talked about that before. Okay, so I'm just gonna make a cup of tea, and it's 41 degrees. That was so great. I'm so happy. And hopefully tomorrow I get to do a bike ride. I'm going to the Frijoles trailhead. I've never been to it. My friend sent me the link, so I don't know what time. He thinks I'm in Taos, which is an hour and a half from here, so that gives me a little time to sleep in, even though I'm only 20 minutes up the road. Don't tell him. I felt like coming down here instead, and I'm at 10,600 feet. So I'll sleep very, very well, and I'm very, very level. So I'm gonna make some tea and I'll chat with you guys tomorrow. Bye.